Okay guys, this is the video for section 2.3, and this section should be rather simple for you guys. It just talks about how to read diagrams, what can you conclude, what can you not conclude. So it should be a pretty simple one. All right, so if we look at this figure here, it says when you draw a diagram, you are communicating with others. It is important that you include sufficient information in the diagram. Use the diagram to determine which of the following statements you can assume to be true. Explain your reasoning. All right, so A says all the points shown are coplanar. Well, this is true. So from here on out, if we don't see like multiple planes, if it's very visible that you're talking about multiple planes, it can be assumed everything's on the same plane. Otherwise, it would show you different planes. All right, so part B says D, G, and I are collinear. So here's D, G, and I. Well, it sure does look like they're collinear, but can we conclude that for sure? We cannot, because there's not an actual line drawn through them. If there was a line drawn through them, then we can conclude it, but since there is not a line, we're just assuming. All right, points A, C, and H. So A, C, and H are collinear? Well, yes. They are because they lie on this line here. AH and EG are perpendicular. Well, you have to ask yourself, what does perpendicular mean? And hopefully you would say, well, if they're perpendicular, they intersect at a right angle. Isn't this a right angle? Isn't that what that box means? So this would be true. All right, so last but not least, it says angle BCA, so this angle here, and angle ACD, and this angle here, are a linear pair. Okay, so this is just a question of, do you know your vocabulary from chapter 1? Remember, a linear pair is two lines that are side by side that together they form a straight line. So these two are side by side, together they form this straight line, so this is a true. All right, here are some more. So AF and BD, so this line here and this line here are perpendicular. Well, they look like it, but notice that there's no right angles anywhere in here, and nothing tells us that they are perpendicular. So while they do look like it, we cannot know that for true, so that's false. All right. EG, so this line here, and BD are parallel. Well, once again, they look parallel, but there's nothing that tells us they are, so this is false. We'll learn next chapter how to show two lines are parallel. Part H, AF and BD, so AF here and BD here, do not intersect. Well, they intersect at this point right here. So that's false. We can see their intersection. All right, EG, so this line down here, and BD intersect. Well, once again, it doesn't look like it, but we don't know that for sure. This could be worded differently. They don't intersect on this plane, but do we know that they never intersect? No, we don't know that. So I'm going to put false. If you can justify it with true, you could say that, but that question's kind of not worded like it should be. It should be more specific. All right, so K says EG. So EG is right here. And BD, which is right here, are perpendicular. They sure don't look like it. Nothing says that they are. All right, angle ACD, so this angle here, and angle BCF, so in this angle here, are vertical angles. So once again, do you know your vocab? They are vertical angles. Last is AC. So line AC, so this line here, and FH, which is this line here, are the same line? Yes, they are the same line, just with different names. All right, guys, on the next slide of your notes packet, now I didn't put it in here, but on the next slide of your notes packet, there's a bunch of postulates. It says point, line, and plane postulates. Make sure to read those and just know what they say and understand them. It's stuff that we've kind of talked about in chapter 1, and we've done it. Just make sure you understand them, and if you have any questions, ask, but they're pretty easy and self-explanatory, and we've already done most of them. All right, let's look at this last sheet here, and then we'll be done for this section. So we have this diagram over here, and it says points A, B, and F are collinear. So here's A, B, and F, and if you notice, it shows that they all lie on this line here. So we can conclude this from the diagram. Okay, what about E is right here, B and D, are they collinear? Well, it looks like we could draw a line through them, but there's not a line through them, so we can't know that for sure. So I'm just going to put can't. All right, AB, so line AB is perpendicular to plane S, which is here. Well, if you look, notice that it intersects the plane at a right angle. So isn't that the definition of perpendicular? Yes. Well, if this line is on plane T, that means that plane S and T are perpendicular. Now I'll need that for this one here. So when I say CD, notice CD is in plane S, is perpendicular, remember this is perpendicular, to plane T, which is right here. Well, we just said that those planes are perpendicular, so this is can again. And the last one is AF, so once again we have this line here, AF intersects BC right here at point B. It absolutely does.